Hello, my friends, and welcome to our classroom. We're going to be talking about science today. We're going to be reviewing what is a solid, liquid, and a gas, and then at the end, I'm going to do a science experiment and show you a chemical reaction that's going to involve a solid, a liquid, and make a gas. Are you ready? All right, let's review first. All right, my friends, so we're going to review the three states of matter. The three states are solids, liquids, and gases. I'm going to give you an example of each one. A solid is anything that can keep its shape, no matter in what position you put it. For example, this test tube. This test tube is a solid. No matter if I drop it, if I blow on it, if I throw it, I'll pick it back up and it's still going to look like a test tube. A liquid. A liquid is the water inside this glass. Now, liquids take the shape of their container. So if I took this water out of this container, it's going to turn into a different shape. For example, if I put it in this test tube, it's going to keep its shape. Now, for gas, that's a little trickier. A gas is air, everything that's around you, which is really hard to see. So to show you, I have this balloon, and I'm going to blow it up with air. Let me see you make gas. Take a deep breath, and now blow it out. All that air that you blew out is gas. But like I said, it's really hard to see. So I'm going to blow up this balloon. Now, this balloon is filled with gas. If I let it go, all the gas is going to come out. Do you want me to let the balloon go? Are you sure? All right. Hopefully I don't get hurt. So those are the three states of matter. Now you're probably looking at these pictures and you're like, okay, Miss Otero, so I know the examples and I understand those, but what are these squares? These squares are to explain to you what's happening on a molecular level. Just means what's happening if I look at each state under a microscope. When we're looking at a solid, all of these little circles, we're going to call them particles. All of these particles are so packed together that they don't have a lot of space to move, which is why solids keep their shape. Liquids. Liquids, you can see, have a little bit more space and they're able to flow around a little easier, which is why liquids take the shape of the container that they're in. Now, gas. Gas has so much space, it's bouncing all over the place, which is one of the reasons why we can't see a lot of the gases. So now that we did our review, the next thing we're going to do is my science experiment. Now, anytime I do a science experiment, I have to make sure that I'm safe. For you guys, I need you to make sure that you have a mommy, a daddy, a grandma or grandpa, or an adult somewhere near you if you're going to do this experiment as well. So, I'm going to put on my safety goggles, and I'm going to get started. Let's review the materials that I have. I have baking soda, calcium bentonite clay, white vinegar, apple cider vinegar, 2 balloons, 1 spoon, 2 test tubes, and 2 syringes. All right, let's get started. All right, let's get started. So remember how I said we're going to be taking a solid and a liquid, and we're going to be creating a gas, which are the three states of matter. So these are my solids, these are my liquids, and these balloons are going to help capture the gas. Now I'm going to be doing 2 different chemical reactions, and we're going to see which one creates the most gas. Now I've done this experiment in my class, except before I used Alka-Seltzer and water as the second alternative to baking soda and vinegar. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to move the test tubes up so that you can see. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put some of the liquid into the test tubes. I'm using the syringes because it's easier than just pouring it from the glass to the test tube. I'm not trying to make too much of a mess. All right, so I'm going to get 2 syringe full of apple cider vinegar, putting it in here. One more. good. And now I'm going to put 2 syringefuls of white vinegar into the second test tube. Now I know it looks like water, and I know we can't use our sense of smell, but trust me, this is white vinegar, and it smells. All right. The next thing is I'm going to put baking soda into my yellow balloon. Alright, now that I have my baking soda in my balloon, I'm going to carefully put the balloon over my white vinegar test tube. Now I say carefully because we're not trying to dump the baking soda in quite yet. We're going to be leaving the balloon hanging where all of the baking soda is. Next, I'm going to grab my blue balloon and I'm going to put my calcium bentonite clay into this balloon. Alright, now I'm going to put the calcium bentonite clay balloon over the apple cider vinegar. Now, if you don't know where you can get calcium bentonite clay, it's actually the Indian healing clay that I got from Whole Foods, and I use it as a face mask sometimes. Alright, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to pour the 2 substances, or the 2 solids, into my liquids, and they're going to create a gas. Now, one is going to create more of a gas than the other, and I want you to make the prediction. Will the calcium bentonite clay and the apple cider vinegar, or the baking soda and the white vinegar, create more gas? I'm going to give you time to make your prediction. All right, we're going to go ahead and dump both of the balloons in, and we're going to see which one makes the bigger reaction. Remember, this solid and these liquids are going to create a gas. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Oh no. So if you guessed the baking soda and white vinegar, you're correct. Now you can see, if I bring this up close enough, the apple cider vinegar and the clay are making gas, but it's not a big enough reaction to create a lot of gas. But you can see the bubbles. You can also see the bubbles here from the white vinegar and baking soda. Very good. All right, my friends, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. I wish you well.